The athletes get ready now for perhaps the main event of the evening in many people's eyes, the men's 100 metre final. Good to see Jason Gardner there in lane 7. Martin looked very, very useful, I thought, in his heat, going out to something that was only 1/100 of a second slower than his best in all of last season, when of course he became an Olympic 4x100 metres gold medalist. So Jason in good shape for a season that we hope he can build upon that performance.
And his great challenge has always been taking the indoor form outdoors. Of course, he won the world indoor title last year in Budapest. Couldn't really take that form outdoors, and it was a splendid victory at the European Indoor Championships in Madrid this year. And first signs at the moment are that maybe he's taken that form with him. But there's a strong Nigerian presence in this 100 metre final tonight. Uchenna Amadulu in lane 1. He, the Olympic silver medalist on this track. Aaron Egbeli, they're in lane 2. The Jamaicans as well, 3 of those in this field. The first is Michael Frater, the Pan American champion from 2 years ago. Has never been inside 10 seconds. Perhaps this is his chance. This is Sakari, winner of a semi-final tonight. Very powerfully built Ghanaian. He made the Olympic final 10 months ago but didn't finish. But there, the man of the night, Asafa Powell, beaten just once in 10 outings last year, but that one defeat significantly here in the Olympic final. The race won by Justin Gatlin. There is Obekwelu, the tall Portuguese, former Nigerian of course. A string of silver medals to his name. And there is the European indoor champion, the world indoor champion, Jason Gardner of Great Britain. A real opportunity for him to get close to 10 seconds tonight. The third of the Jamaicans, Patrick Jarrett, in lane 8. Jarrett, 10.12 his lifetime best. And on the outside, the former world junior champion and the third of the Nigerians, although you could say of course they got 4 with Francis Obekwelu in this 100 metre final. So the statistics are the world record 9.78, Tim Montgomery in Paris 3 years ago. Maurice Green, the second fastest man in history, 9.79 on this track, almost to the night 6 years ago. Can Asafa Powell break the world record? It's a warm evening. He's in marvellous form. 9.85, splashing through the rain in Ostrava last week. 9.98, coasting in the semi-final 90 minutes ago. Well, the arm is raised, and that's Patrick Jarrett. Just adds to the tension.
Interestingly, Martin, the temperature has dropped a little bit. I mean, it's not cold yet, but it's certainly, I mean, you know, the peak heat temperature of the day today was 29-30 degrees, and certainly I felt the full force of it at about 2 o'clock this afternoon. I would say now it's not warm. What's it, 18 degrees, something like that? Although it was 8 degrees in Ostrava last Thursday. 8 degrees apparently, wet and fairly windy as well in the Czech Republic.
Well, we're just getting a voice in our ears saying 18 to 19 degrees, so that's pretty good call, Tim. But it is a marvellous evening. It's still, whatever wind there is down there on the track has been behind the athletes all night. We know it's a very fast surface. We saw that at the Olympic Games. We've seen it on previous surfaces here for the World Championships back in '97. So the stage is set for what could be, so far, the big athletics moment of the year. Asafa Powell in lane 5. The world record 9.78, Tim Montgomery from 2002. This time no problems, and Powell is well into his running. 5 from the right, he's already getting away. Is this Sakari to his left? It's Powell against the clock. Keep your eye on the clock. 9.78. Well, we'll have to see if that's rounded down, but that has equalled the world record. Asafa Powell, the Jamaican. Well, it's all down to the judges now. Point or plus 1.6 meters per second, the wind behind. The conditions absolutely perfect. He's got the bouquet. The question is now, does he have the world record on his own?
That was absolutely fantastic. He came out of the blocks looking really aggressive there, didn't he? He blasted the first 15 or 20 metres, was well ahead by 25, 30 metres, and just kept going away. The wind, well, it was strong again in his favour, but it was probably one of the most predictable world record equalling performances, if not world record breaking performances, that we've seen for a number of years, because his form in Ostrava last week, if you didn't see our coverage here on Eurosport, well, shame on you, because he produced the performance of the meeting by a long shot in the Czech Republic. 9.85 in cold, windy conditions. Here tonight, he's produced something even more special, and I think there's more to come. He said that he's been dreaming about running 9.75, Martin, and clearly he's capable of that. This wasn't really a race after all. I'd like to see him here up against Gatlin and Green when they're in great shape, but he's destroyed a very high caliber fielder, and the place times won't be that bad, even though he wins it by 3 metres and going away. 9.78, waiting now anxiously to see if it can be rounded down, but he's at least equalled the world record figures of Tim Montgomery, and of course with the jury still out in Tim Montgomery career, so to speak, and with that Balco saga rolling on in the USA, it could be that Tim Montgomery's 9.78 from 3 years ago will be annulled, and he could therefore own the world record with 9.78 all on his own.
Well, I've never seen a time rounded up, so I think we can conclude we've seen at least an equalling of the world record. Those are the pictures that will be in your newspapers tomorrow, but the question is, do the judges round it down? We often see it. At the moment it stands at 9.78. We haven't gotten an official time yet, but Powell was away so fast. This is a world-class field, and he's made them look like second-raters. We haven't yet seen the full times, but we could have 4 men inside 10 seconds. Aziz Sakari, Olympic finalist, you can see him wearing the black there, a semi-final winner earlier tonight. Gets up a second place, but Powell, well, there's a hush here, and it's a little surreal, I must say, because it's not a big crowd, and the question is now, do the officials round it down? Does he become the world record holder on his own?
I actually don't think, Martin, anybody else will have broken 10 seconds in that. 9.78, they were 2.5 to 3 metres down at the line. I suspect the second place will be around 10 seconds dead, but it's immaterial. He's run 9.78. The world record is his, albeit shared unofficially at the moment with Tim Montgomery. And the celebrations will go on long into the night back at the hotel. 9.77! They've given him 9.77. My word, the fastest 100 metres ever seen. Legal too. 1.6, Martin, the following wind. And I tell you what, it's not warm. We're not in the peak of the season yet. It's only a third or fourth race. There's a heck of a lot more to come.
That's right. I think you could well be right. But then, this is a very, very fast track. And okay, there are many more fast tracks around Europe. But we have seen, and I think we can use the expression, we have seen a bit of sporting history tonight. 9.77, the fastest legal 100 metres in history.
I bet he'd still swap it for an Olympic gold medal, though. Maybe an Olympic medal of any colour. But you've seen it here live on Eurosport tonight, as you would have done the Maurice Green world record 6 years ago in this very stadium. 9.79 that was. It's now 9.77.
The fastest legal 100 metres ever in history. Asafa Powell of Jamaica, 9.78, rounded down to 9.77. And here is how he did it.
Well, how he did it was just to blow away the rest of a very strong field, which included Deji Aliou, who's won this race on the last couple of occasions.